Hi everyone, it's Hayden Crawford here from the Dreamtime Academy and welcome to Starseed Awakening. This is all about keeping your vibe high. It's so important at the moment for us to keep our vibe as high as possible. We want to get it into 5D if we can. And that means moving away from all of those old patterns, programs and behaviors that are keeping us stuck in the old Earth matrix. We want to be on part of the new world, don't we? The new Earth matrix. The Earth is splitting right now, as we know. And it's time that we make a choice. Do we want to stay in density and sort of go off into a dystopic future, or do we want to keep our vibe nice and high and go into the new Earth matrix, which is basically heaven on earth? I know where I want to be, and hopefully you'll be choosing the same path as me. So today I want to be talking about all of those things that you can do, practical things that you can do to keep your vibe high. And then also some other suggestions that have come through as well from a beautiful couple that I interviewed last week. And they were called Pia Orlean and Cullen Baird Smith. And they are the first couple actually to be invited onto the Galactic Council. And they actually have conversations with the Pleiadians, and they give them advice and guidance on what we can do to be able to step into that new Earth matrix as well. So there's lots of information that I want to share with you today. So hopefully you are out and about, feeling fresh. Hopefully if you're in Australia, you've had a good sleep last night. If not, if you're in America, then you're just about to go to bed. So yeah, who's here? Let me know who's here, and we can start having a bit of a chat. Now I've actually brought in some essence sprays with me today as well that I wanted to share with you, because these can also help you keep your vibe high. So the first one is Transcendence. Okay, that's this one here. The second one is called Opalescence, which is this one here. And Opalescence is very much sort of like a pale coral color. Transcendence is more platinum. And Moldavite as well, which is the color of the Rexagena spaceship, actually, when it didn't make it to Earth all those years ago, and when it broke up and entered the atmosphere, it turned into Moldavite. So this is Pleiadian energy here as well. So I really wanted to start by sort of explaining how I keep my vibe high, and hopefully it will resonate with you as well. So first and foremost, okay, what I do is I try every day and focus on what I want, because you think about it, right? Your body is your smallest aspect of yourself. You're so much more than your body. You are, an enormous energetic body, that splays out in all directions, and it gets impacted with the things that you eat, the thoughts that you think, everything that you come into contact with can affect your outer causal bodies, your subtle bodies. So what we need to do is we need to be conscious of this, because when our aura is healthy and it's got no breaks in it, we actually have a much better chance of being able to create the things that we want in our lives, to manifest all of those things that we truly desire. Hello, Divine Femme arises. Very, very nice. From Victoria. Fantastic. Excellent. All right, so I'm going to go through a list of things that I do. So first of all, number one is focus on what you want. Okay, so to keep your vibe high and in 5D, you've really got to get good at only really shining a spotlight on those things in your life that bring you joy. All right, because joy is our highest emotional vibration. So turn your back on all of those things that actually make you feel sad or depressed or full of grief or guilty, all of those things. You've got to be able to, sort of turn your focus and really look at all the sparkling, shiny, lovely things, and away from all of the things that look depressing, because a lot of it is propaganda anyway, and a lot of it is false news or fake news, as Donald Trump likes to call it. So really it's about focusing on what you want. So start consciously looking for better feeling thoughts, and then take those baby steps along the way as well to be able to get there. All right, and it will make you feel better. When you're feeling better, your point of attraction changes, and you start attracting all of those good things into your life that you want. Okay, so it's all about, our point of attraction really is based not only on the thoughts that we think, but how we feel. All right, so actually feelings are stronger than thoughts. All right, so we can attract with our feelings. So if we feel good, if we're focusing and only doing things that make us feel good, then that's going to have a massive impact on keeping our vibe high. It's going to keep our outer causal body, our aura nice and healthy, and we'll become like a beautiful magnet, attracting towards it all the things that we truly want. Okay, so the second thing is to observe your emotions. So number 2 is observe your emotions. Absolutely key here as well. So, if you notice yourself feeling flat or feeling depleted or depressed or sad or guilty or, angry or resentful, these are low-lying emotions that will keep you trapped in the old Earth matrix. It'll keep you stuck in 3D. So, really, if we want to align with the beautiful beings of light that are our star families, our soul families, they can't really change their vibration. And, they don't want to lower their vibration so that they can interact with us. They want us to raise ours so that we can hear them, so we can communicate telepathically with them. They can have access to the symbols and the messages that they give for us. So our emotions are key here. So, just be more aware of your emotional responses to various triggers. And if there's things that trigger you, try and stay away from them. It really is, it's about taking responsibility for how you're feeling instead of just being a passive victim to life scenarios. It really is, it's like a response, really. An emotional response is a learned behavior. And along the way, we've kind of like observed our parents maybe, responding in certain ways or reacting in certain ways, and we thought it's normal, so we've kind of copied it or mimicked it. But now is the time for like letting go of all of those stories and all of those influences and seeing that it actually never got them anywhere. It's not about beating yourself up for having them. Accept these emotions as and when they arise, so you've got to feel and express them, but then let them go. And being aware of them is the key, because once you become aware, you can go, hey, I choose not to feel this anymore. Let's let this go and see what it feels like to feel at peace instead. Let's see what it feels like to feel joy instead. Let's see what it feels like to feel fulfilled, and start breaking it down that way. Now, please let me know in the comments section what emotions or thoughts that you're struggling with. What comes up for you that you find difficult to get beyond? I'd be really interested to find out. And I might be able to offer some suggestions for that as well. Okay. So I'm a massive fan of vibrational remedies. So I use these very on a daily basis, a lot of the time, to be able to kind of pivot my moods. And especially if I'm feeling flat or, something's triggered me on television that I've watched, because the media is the worst. They put out all sorts of, sort of fake news that gets your stomach churning and your mind racing. And, it's like when we feel these things, we've got to be able to switch off from it, because that's what's dragging us down. That's what's keeping us attached to the 3-dimensional Earth. Okay. Hiya, Stephanie. How are you? And to Chimera, hiya, Chimera. How are you going? Yeah, so let me know in the comments section. Just let me know, what is it? What emotions are keeping you feeling stuck? What feelings are keeping you like circling around and around in a downward spiral? Because these are the things that you need to become aware of, okay? Because these are the things that you've got the power to be able to change. Now, you also need to release junk programs from your subconscious as well. Now, what I mean by junk programs is that we've all got these stories playing out, all right, that we've chosen to either believe or disbelieve. But, we kind of hold on to these stories almost like they are part of our identity, but they're not. It's all rubbish, really. So through guided meditations, visualizations, even affirmations, you can kind of rewire and reprogram those old patterns. And especially beneficial is deep subconscious work, like being taken through a trance hypnotic state, so that you can bypass all of those, sort of denser, deeper pattern stories, emotions and behaviors. And you can actually see the truth beyond the veil. And that's actually you are a being of beautiful divine light. And when you align with that, you start moving beyond all of those stories and those junk programs. Your minds both need to be aligned together. All right. So your subconscious and your conscious minds need to be telling the same story, because if they're not, guess which one wins? Have a guess. Yeah, that's right. It's your subconscious. Your subconscious will always create the narrative in your life. your conscious mind wants to try and create it, but the subconscious is very powerful. It's very deep, and it will, it will conjure up those reality scenarios for yourself. And sometimes the things that you truly don't desire, the things that you fear, are the things that you end up creating if you're not aware of it. So Chimera says she's doing good. So Divine Femme Arises says guilt and shame, but I'm doing much better now. Fantastic. Absolutely. Guilt and shame are such big ones. But you really, guilt is is the biggest lie of all. And shame is as well, because they take you back into an interpretation of event in the past that it really might not be based on the truth. At the end of the day, we're all in a process of evolution. We're all trying to learn to be the best versions that we are. So we're going to make mistakes. So don't beat yourself up for those. It's the biggest misunderstanding. We really have nothing to be guilty or shameful of, because the truth of the matter is everything is perfect and it's all there in your contract. You decided to come in to learn certain lessons so that you could kind of evolve into a higher state of being. And sometimes we do have to make mistakes. We do. We can't be, we're perfectly imperfect is probably the best way of describing it. And that's an expression that got off Christine Day when I interviewed her from the Pleiadian perspective a few weeks ago. If you haven't watched that video yet, please jump on and listen to what she has to say. Because, it's true. We are perfectly imperfect, because everything is perfect, but we are still in a process of evolution. So we're not going to get it right all the time. So letting go of that. And hopefully you've been able to move beyond that. And then Divine Femme Arises says, I need to learn to focus on how powerful I really am. Yes, you do, because that's the truth. The truth of it is you are the most powerful, beautiful source of brilliant divine light, much more than you could ever possibly imagine. And when you remember this and you feel this in your soul and in your heart and beam that out, you're capable of anything. You literally are an alchemist that's capable of changing base metal into gold. And, throughout history, there's been periods where people have become divine alchemists, and then they've been punished for it, for making money through being, an alchemist. And then they've been punished by, the church, and they've been killed and tortured. So there's a lot of persecution that's caught within our cellular memories with regards to where we have claimed our power in the past, but then been killed for it. But all that's gone now. The Draconians have nicked off. They're no longer here on planet Earth. So they're not there to be able to control us anymore. So we are stepping back and really aligning with our authentic power and wisdom. But you've got to keep on reminding yourself that everything that your heart's desire must come to you if you truly want it, and it's with good intent. Okay. Yeah. So Divine Femme says, most of what I felt guilty and ashamed about is nothing but how I was raised to feel. And religious programming, absolutely. It's normally connected with an old paradigm, an old way of viewing the world that's kind of outdated now, and it no longer serves us. So we don't have to listen to that anymore. Karma, things like that, they don't exist anymore. So really it's about empowering yourself to, from this moment on, making a choice. Where do you want to be? Do you want to live heaven on earth and align with the new earth matrix? Or do you want to live in chaos and fear, debauchery and greed and anger and, dystopic society? I know I don't want to live in that type of environment, but you have the choice. So you can either choose to believe the old stories and the old programming, or you can choose to let it go. Breathe a deep breath, use an essence like opalescence, this beautiful essence here, which aligns you to Christ consciousness. Look at that mystical, beautiful essence. Spray it around your energetic field. Breathe deeply into this gorgeous transformational essence and allow it to raise your frequency. So that's my fourth one, is vibrational remedies are absolutely key at this moment in time to be able to raise your frequency. That's one of the reasons why I became an advanced Australian bushflower practitioner and a colour mirrors practitioner and teacher, because these amazing remedies. They help you to transmute all of those old patterns from the cellular memory. They help you to let go of them. And this one here is called suchness. It's orange over rose pink. And this one helps you to send love into all of the shock, abuse, and trauma that you've endured along the way. And if you're a sensitive starseed like me, you know, I'm an Andromedan starseed. I came here to love. But of course, you know, I've got Chiron in the 10th house in Aries. So, you know, I've had to, you know, sort of endure quite a lot of very challenging life situations to be able to kind of, and some of them quite shocking, for my soul to be able to evolve. So this is something that you could bathe in, to be able to kind of bring that love into the shock so that you can see it for what it really is. That actually, that your baddies, or the people that you construe as being your baddies, loved you enough to be able to help you to learn and evolve and move beyond those lessons. So we have a variety of different remedies that I work with, which help you to release different types of programs, different types of emotional responses, so that you can quite easily not only keep your vibe high, but you can also release that from the physical body as well. So you can anchor this new awareness into your living, breathing, day-to-day life. Okay, and this is becoming the natural way for healing and well-being. We're moving away from pharmaceuticals, because we know that pharmaceuticals are corrupt. You know, it's all about money making, giving sick people poison, you know. And why are they doing that? Well, because they want them to keep on coming back for more, spending more money. They don't care about the person. Whereas vibrational remedies are frequencies of light, and it's who we truly are. And they're very simple and very healing. Okay, so that's why using vibrational remedies is a key. Now, I also drink water that's been infused with crystal frequencies. So I've got this beautiful, it's almost like an elixir shaped water bottle, and it's got crystals, it's got rose quartz, amethyst, and some aventurine inside a vial, which is kind of like inside the bottle, and it infuses the water with the most amazingly beautiful crystal frequencies. And of course, your body is 70% water, 70% water. So we have to put in water which is of high vibration. So it can help to keep us fresh. It can help to keep us alive and feeling good, and replenish us. And, you know, really water is key. So we've got to keep ourselves hydrated during this time. Keep yourself hydrated. Drink at least 2 liters of water a day if you can. If you're not a water fan, you know, try and get that water into you via lemon teas or peppermint teas, things like that. Hi from Salt Lake City, Shannon. We're not doing starseed readings today. Starseed readings are on a Friday. Okay, so the numerology readings are on a Friday between 9 and 10. Today we're talking about keeping your vibe high. Keeping your vibe high so you can align to the new Earth matrix. So you don't have to be a part of that dystopic society that, you know, we have a choice of. We can either go down that track, or we can align with heaven on earth and Christ consciousness and reclaim our divinity. This is what this is all about. So yeah, so water, making sure you're drinking plenty of fresh water. You know, you want to be able to transmute trauma from your cellular memory, because your body is almost like a machine that holds memories within your cells of all of your experiences along the way. And if you hold on to them for too long, you get overweight, you get sluggish, you feel exhausted, you feel depressed, you feel tired. And it's a very simple process to release through detoxification, drinking water, eating the rainbow. That's my next one. Eat the rainbow. If you think about it, color is available throughout the natural world in the foods that we eat. Organic, fresh produce, you know, produce that hasn't been infiltrated with pesticides. We need to be able to grow our own vegetables now. You know, find ways in which you can introduce organic vegetables into your day-to-day. And you could even just start off by a small tomato planter, You know, if you haven't got a garden, there's things that you can do, or just buy organic food. Eat the rainbow, tomatoes, strawberries if you're feeling unsafe in the world, radishes, you know, anything red peppers. They're very good if you don't feel safe and secure on the planet. If you want to empower yourself, look at lemons, look at fruits and vegetables which are gold or yellow in color, bananas. You know, it's fantastic for being able to really empower your being and get your digestive system flowing. Or if you want to reconnect to a broader self-awareness and a higher purpose, blueberries, you know, eating beautiful sort of red onions, or you could be eating red cabbage, you know, some beautiful magenta and violet and blue colored foods are fantastic for being able to reopen and rebalance the pituitary and the pineal gland so that you can align with your cosmic consciousness. So you've got tools available. You know, you could wear colors on your clothes. You know, you can bathe in the beautiful color frequencies of the color mirrors. Tools are available for you. They're there for you, you know. So really trusting this process, it works. This is what's going to enable you to move beyond the veil and step into this beautiful new heaven on earth as we're moving forward now. Practice self-love and forgiveness. Now, this is another one. You must practice self-love and self-forgiveness. You've done nothing wrong, so forgive yourself. And it doesn't mean forgive other people, but you don't ever have to condone behavior, because forgiveness isn't about condoning poor behavior. So if someone's hurt you and they've been aware that they've hurt you, their intention was to hurt you, you don't ever have to condone that behavior. Don't get me wrong. But you can forgive that person at a soul level, because that will set yourself free. And also forgive yourself for the things that you are classifying that you've done in your life as being wrong, that you feel like you're a bad person in some way, or that you feel faulty or broken. None of that is true. All of that is false information. So forgive yourself. Breathe pink light into your heart. Open your heart and let it go. Let it go. There's nothing that you have done that wasn't part of your agreement. And now karma has gone. So we really have to let all of this go now. It's a process of letting go. Letting go that all that has gone before you, because it no longer works now. It no longer works. So don't hold on to it. You know, remember, guilt and shame, they sit at a very low vibration. Your highest vibration is enlightenment and joy, and guilt and shame sit very low down, and they keep you stuck in that vicious cycle. The more shameful you feel, the more things that you might do that will keep you stuck in the vibration of shame. So let it go. Why hold on to it? Absolutely. Local organic is better than imported. Absolutely. Love first for sure. That's right. It's about changing when around others, not your vibration. Absolutely. 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 So what do you guys do to keep your vibes high? If you share some comments below, let me know what is it that you do to keep your vibe in 5D? Because that's actually where we've come from. The earth fell during the time of Atlantis. You see, in Atlantis, we became very powerful alchemists and we abused that power. And we started trying to control, and we started trying to manipulate and split the atom and do awful things. And of course, it rippled out into the universe around us. And it really couldn't continue like that. So Atlantis fell from grace. And of course, in mythology, it disappeared underneath a tidal wave somewhere. You know, well, there's numerous different sites around the world which are predicted to be where the old Atlantis is. But we've been there before, so we can go there again. But this time we're going back. We're not going to repeat the same patterns. So we're going to live in a state of bliss. We're going to be experiencing heaven on earth, but without the downside moving forward. And anything that's part of the old world, the old earth matrix, those old patterns isn't going to exist. So banking, pharmaceuticals, media, all of that is no longer going to be the same. It can't be, because it's about control, manipulation, and more than anything else, it's about making money. Making money. Money's okay. Money is just a vibration. And if you send it love, money can actually be a tool that works for your benefit. So for me, for example, like I feel abundant, and so I always have abundance. I don't have a scarcity belief. I've let go of that old program, which was actually taught to me by my mum and dad. You know, they did it in the nicest possible way. They didn't even know they were doing it. But my dad taught me that I had to work hard for a living, and that there was never enough money. So you had to work hard for a living, and you had to do something you didn't want to do. So for the first 35 years of my life, that's what I did. And that's what happened. I wasn't able to thrive. I wasn't able to manifest abundance and joy and happiness. So then I started looking at it. You know, my mum's story, it was, oh, there's never enough money. And of course, because of that, I started believing money didn't grow on trees, all of this sort of stuff. And of course, it prepared me, or ill prepared me, to be able to step into my power. So once you let go of all of those stories and realize that actually it's none of that is the truth, that's just what they heard through their own programming, you can kind of move beyond it. Feel abundant within your body, within your soul, within your mind. Don't be greedy. Don't feel like you need to get the most for everything. Just offer value. Value yourself and offer value to the people around you, and you'll always be abundant. You can give your way to wealth. Believe it or not, you can give your way to wealth. So Shannon says, I've been having many dreams and visions about Atlantis. A lot of people are falling into that at the moment because memories are resurfacing. Memories are resurfacing of who you were during that time, because actually time isn't linear. So there isn't a past, present, and future. It's all happening simultaneously. So you actually have access to that wisdom through the Akashic records, or Akashic records rather. So you can harness all of those amazing things that you used to do during the time of Atlantis. And because obviously the reign of Atlantis went on for so long, many of us have incarnations through that timeline. And a lot of us have fear of water because of that as well, fear of drowning through what happened. And Phoenix Rain says, music is crucial for me. I love to sing. Singing keeps your vibe high. Absolutely, Phoenix. Music and sound frequencies, they keep your vibration high. Sound emanates at different frequencies, different hertzes, and it impacts your cells, and it creates sacred geometrical shapes. And that's who you are. You're actually light frequencies, which is sacred geometry. Numbers, light, sacred geometry is your truth. That's the truth of who you are. You're angelic or angelic. You're made of angles. Okay, so music, anything like crystal harmonics, sound healing, you know, any form of sound or vibrational therapy, color, light, sound, vibration, because you are energy. That's all you are. There's nothing else. Nothing else exists apart from energy. And the human form is congealed light. We've chosen to come into this body as an avatar to experience, to send that information back to source so that the universe can continue to expand and continue to grow. And you're having a temporary human experience because you are an immortal human soul living out this temporary human experience to learn and to grow. Meditation, Chimera, absolutely. Meditation is another one. So by focusing on quietening your mind, getting into the present moment, breathing, being still, being silent, and observing your body, your thoughts, your emotions, and bringing your awareness from here into your heart center, because this is the reality of the new Earth matrix. It's a heart center environment. So we have to have our awareness through our heart matrix. So we need to be able to open our heart, expand our heart. The color of the heart is turning to this, which is beautiful pale lilac over pale pink, which is love from above. So bathing in elixir like this is going to help to realign your heart, to upgrade your heart center, and so that you can receive love from above, from the angelic realms, from your guides and angels, from spirit world, receiving guidance and love, unconditional love from the spirit world. Practicing appreciation. Gratitude changes the anatomy of your brain. The more things you can be grateful for, the better. Be grateful for everything that you've got. Appreciate. Actually, appreciation is a higher vibration than gratitude, because gratitude donates that you maybe come through struggle, a certain element of struggle, whereas appreciation is a higher vibration. So appreciate yourself. Go on a rampage of appreciation, as Esther Hicks calls it. She channels Abraham. And going on a rampage of appreciation means that you can go off for a walk where the angels whisper to you and just look at the beautiful things that you can find in nature, the birds, the lakes, the grass, the flowers, the trees, and feel the appreciation for living here on this beautiful planet that we've chosen to come to, where none of us are here by mistake. And raise your vibration by falling into appreciation, because it will change the anatomy of your brain. You know, you could practice mindfulness and art therapy, using color to express the way you're feeling if you find it difficult expressing yourself in words. Painting with watercolors or acrylics or pastels or oil colors or even clay. You can use these beautiful modalities to be able to express how you're feeling, so you can release it, so that you can raise your vibe. And just seeing and playing like a child will remind you of your truth. We need to align with joy and playfulness. It's not about work a day, struggle, control, 9 till 5. That's the old way. That's the slave mentality. Being stuck in a wheel. Gotta go to work, gotta come home, eat, sleep, gotta go to work, gotta come home, eat, sleep. Who wants to live like that? I did for a long time. But then I woke up, fortunately. And the awakening process is happening now. It's 2020. In color mirrors, the 20. Bottle 20 is represented by this bottle here, which is a beautiful magenta over copper. And this is bringing divine love, which is magenta, to the copper earth. So during 2020, bottle 20, we're waking up to our divinity. We're anchoring our divinity onto the earth plane, creating that bridge between the old red survival to the violet astral. Okay, so we're becoming light bodies, and this is what's happening. So laughing out loud is another one. Laugh out loud as much as you can, and even if you can't laugh, like I went through a process where when I was in my 20s, I found it very easy to laugh. I was laughing all the time. That's probably why I've got crow's feet. But as I got older, I started losing that ability to laugh. And I was like, well, why can't I belly laugh anymore? What has changed? What has changed within me? And it was because I got too serious. I started getting far too serious. And really, we have to let that go as well. So if you can't laugh, you can try and just start by pretending to laugh like this. And I bet you're all laughing now, aren't you? See, I feel like I want to laugh now because I'm kind of pretending, so I'm tricking my mind into wanting to laugh. And of course, this is going to raise your vibe, because laughter is the best medicine. And you can feel it flooding your body with endorphins. Okay, so it feels good. Are you feeling that, Stephanie? Is it making you laugh? What about you, Shannon? Everything feels new, amazing, and beautiful. It does. This is what's changing. This is what's shifting. Everything feels new. The old is gone. Goodbye. Good riddance. See ya. and welcome in the new energy, because it is uplifting. It feels joyous. It feels good. It makes your body feel relaxed. Your pain starts to dissipate and disappear. And you feel like you want to help and be compassionate with everybody around you. Okay. There you go. So Phoenix is laughing. Shannon. There you go. Absolutely. The other thing is to move your body. Now, when I say move your body, I mean exercising is very important. It's really important. Not that you have to be obsessive about it, but just get your body moving. So half an hour a day, just get your body moving, because that movement creates change. It shifts things. So it might just a half an hour walk around your neighborhood. Okay. You don't have to go out hell for leather, because that's going to burn you out. And it's not about that. It's about getting out into the fresh air, moving your body. Yoga is another great way. Qigong, gentle movement, which helps to realign your body so your posture and your spine are in alignment. This is what you need. And this is what's going to keep you healthy for a long time. We're living longer anyway. We've got these tools available for us. So make sure you use them. Now, I had a conversation, as I mentioned before, this week. It was actually last week now. I think it was last week. Yeah, last Friday, with a beautiful couple called Pierre Orlane and Cullen Baird Smith. Now, they are an amazing couple in America, and they've written 5 books. They're connected with the Pleiadians. So they're actually the first couple that have got invited onto the Galactic Council, and they get information through from the Pleiadians. And I asked them the question, what do we need to stay away from? Because there's a lot of fear mongering going on at the moment that you've got to be vegetarian, or you've got to be vegan. And if you eat red meat or meat of anything that's died, that you're putting that energy into your body. And of course, it's lowering your vibration, and that you can't ascend into 5D if you're eating meat. Well, from the Pleiadian perspective, through Cullen and Pierre, they say that yes, putting anything dead in your body, you're putting the fear of that being that died into your being. So it is lowering your vibration, but it's not absolutely vital that we steer away from it. Obviously, it's a choice that we make anyway. But the one thing that we do have to steer clear of, this is what they said. So the Pleiadians say we must steer clear of sugar. All right? Sugar, believe it or not. Refined sugar. It creates holes, apparently, in your light body. So it's very, very bad for you, and it's more addictive than heroin. So if you can stay off that and find supplements for that during this period, it is advisable. Okay, so make sure that you either use honey or maybe fruit to get that sense of sweetness if you're craving it, but certainly stay away from sugar. All right, now you've got to use your discernment as well when you're seeing things in the media, on Facebook or traditional media. So when you're watching things, and if you're feeling bad, if your body is registering something that you're watching as not the truth, or it's making you feel bad, it's basically not the truth. The truth is love. So if something feels loving, if something feels valuable, if something uplifts you, that's the truth. So don't buy into the BS. Don't buy, into all the stuff that's about controversy and all of these conspiracy theories. Don't buy into all of that stuff. It's just stuff. You'll hear all sorts. Like I heard the other day that coronavirus is an anagram for carnivorous, and I was listening to some stuff on QAnon and Donald Trump and Disney and pizza and child pornography and all of this stuff. And it made me feel bad when I was listening to it. So I see that as not being truth. Truth is what we feel in our heart. So we have to be discerning of information that we hear, and we have to dismiss the stuff that's lowering our vibration, because that's the stuff that's keeping you stuck. It's keeping you stuck. All right. Keep away from artificial sweeteners too. Absolutely. And make sure that honey ingredients don't include high fructose corn syrup. Yeah, absolutely. So really, and being honest with yourself, and it's not an easy process. So like the other day, I went into our larder, and we've got some Dotties cookies in there, and that like they were my thing. So I'm finding it really difficult staying away from those Dotties cookies. And even though I know that it's not the right thing to do, I still shoved 2 of them in after my dinner, which was very healthy. I had a very healthy fish curry with like cauliflower rice. And then I had 2 Dotties, If you want to drink alcohol, that's fine in moderation. Okay, but of course that contains sugar as well. So the more we evolve, the more we want to let go of those things that are low vibe, but we're all in a process of getting there. Okay, I'm not perfect. I guess none of you are perfect, even though you are perfectly imperfect. We're still getting there, but the choice is happening now. So it's speeding up. And we're heading towards this amazing celestial event on the 20th, 21st, and 22nd of December. So we've got to be prepared for that. Okay. So the more we can do now, the better. Okay. Because we've got to be able to keep our vibe high. And that's what today's session really is all been about. So I'm going to throw it open to some questions now. So if you've got any questions at all, please put them in the comments section below and let me know what questions you have, and I can do my best to answer them. That's it. It's just baffling, Shannon. It's all fake. It's all fake. Just ignore it. Absolutely. Naughty Dotties. That's right. Naughty Dotties. Yeah, Phoenix, a celestial event coming on the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. There's all sorts of different predictions for what that might be. If your vibe is high enough, you may see UFOs or light spacecrafts. It could be an influx of proton energy. Okay, but there's some sort of celestial event coming. Nobody really knows for sure how that's going to manifest, but it aligns with astrology. It's sort of we have to look at what's happening astrologically always. We've got to know where Chiron is. We've got to know where Saturn is, where Pluto is, where Uranus is. And there's an alignment of planets over that period, and there's a massive shift happening. So there is an event taking place in Uluru called the Cosmic Consciousness Event this year during that period. And there's going to be portals opening up, as there was earlier this year in January. There was another one. It's a big conference of like-minded starseeds who all get together, and they speak about their experiences and their channelings and the information they're receiving through from different star systems. So whether it's Arcturus, Lyra, Pleiades, Sirius, Orion, Andromeda, Antares, all sorts of different star systems are communicating now through to their star families. And if you're a starseed, you've come from there and you've incarnated in a human body to be able to help raise the vibe of the planet. And this is what the work is. So the work right now is helping other people to raise their frequency by going through the steps that I've spoken to today, making sure that you're taking full responsibility for your own vibration. And in that process, it ripples out and it touches everybody else around us. Marijuana in small amounts, I think, is fine. Marijuana is a natural substance. It's a natural thing. And if you're using it to raise your vibe, like I don't have a problem, not that I've ever done it before, but the ayahuasca is an amazing tool that you have to be able to align with the truth as well. And there are numerous accounts of people that have been through trips of ayahuasca. When they've come out of it, they've seen their star families, they've communicated with their star families, they've seen the world as existing underneath a dome, which would really appeal to the flat earthers, that it's actually not as we perceive it to be, and we've always perceived it to be a sphere. What if it isn't like that? What if that isn't the truth? Okay. What if the earth is flat? What if around the earth there's ice, and the ice is kind of keeping us from falling off the edge? You've got to keep a very open mind. You see, there's all sorts of different theories that are out there. And if something feels like it could possibly be worth exploring, explore it. Don't hold on to what you've been told as being the truth, because we know fine well, when we were at school, we were taught that the three primary colours were red, yellow, and blue. That's what we were taught. But actually, the truth of it is, if you look at your printer, it's magenta, cyan, and yellow. Magenta and cyan and yellow. They're the real primary colours. And for some reason, we were taught something completely different. We were taught at school that we evolved from a monkey, a chimpanzee. I didn't. Something happened along the timeline where we were injected with wisdom and knowledge. What was that? Could it have been Nibiru coming back into orbit? Could it have been an interbreeding that took place? Genetic experiments, an upgrade that came through? There's all sorts that has been going on during the history of our planet that we haven't been told about. And it actually is evidenced in our archaeology. So looking and dating back some of these ancient sites, the information's there in stone, but it gets hidden away. All right, so hopefully that's made sense for you today. Has anyone got any questions whilst I've got you here? Has anyone got any questions? Now, if you've got any questions at all, please feel free to be able to ask me anything. I'm going to put some Moldavite around me now because I want to bring in the Pleiadians. And I use Moldavite essence to be able to help me connect up to the Pleiadians. I'm going to breathe that in. It's quite a mossy, it's quite an intense. Now, Moldavite is a crystal, but it's actually an asteroid. So it's a meteor as well that came from outer space. So it gives us the ability to be able to connect up. And the Pleiadians would say right now that to love yourself, to honor yourself, to nurture yourself, and to only do unto others what you would do to yourself. Be the beacon of light that the earth needs right now. Be the person that you wish to become. Be a guiding light for everybody around you. Just share love. Move away from fear, which is just false experiences appearing real, and feel the truth of who you truly are in your heart, which is love. That's who you are. Fantastic. Well, look, I hope you enjoyed this today. Now, I'm back on Thursday at 9 o'clock in the morning until 10 o'clock in the morning, Western Standard Time. Now, during that time, I'm going to be doing free live colour mirrors readings. So I use the bottles to be able to help you to unveil subconscious patterns, beliefs, behaviours that might be holding you back. I'll take you through a process of looking at the things that are holding you back, what it is that's holding you back, and how to heal it. And then a message comes through from your soul as well. You get to intuitively pick from the colour mirrors bottles. If you haven't seen one of these episodes already, then please have a look in my library, and you'll see, and you can watch back exactly how this unfolds. And actually, you'll be receiving messages for yourself too. And then on Friday, I'm going to be doing some free live starseed numerology readings where I look at your date of birth and I interpret that, because the truth of your personality blueprint, your soul origins, your strengths and weaknesses, and the best times for you to embark on new projects and ventures are held within the numbers within your birth chart. So I will look at that and I interpret that for you as well. Okay, so if you want to join me on Thursday or Friday between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock Western Standard Time, I hope you're there. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe now and click the bell for future notifications, and then you'll get a notification of when I'm live. Other than that, if you want to order any of the Colour Mirrors essences that I've used today, either the Moldavite, the Opal Essence or the Transcendence, then I'll leave a link underneath in the section below, and you can order those online through my online shop. If you'd like to have a numerology reading, I am offering them to all of my YouTube subscribers at the moment during COVID shutdown for only $39 for a numerology reading. And if you want to do a course on numerology, then it's only $19.95. Okay, and that's an online numerology course which will enable you to be able to learn self-paced through my online wellness portal through video tutorials and ebooks. Excellent. All right, then, lots of love, everybody. I'll see you very soon. Have a great day. Bye for now.